everybody, welcome back. I'm watching TikToks until I find the most toxic mother-in-law. Join me on this adventure. Goody goody.
Let's talk mother-in-laws. I bet your mine's worse than yours. Hear me out. So, like in the previous video, I said that she sent me a 3-page email right before we got married, calling me the Babylon. Joke's on her. I was only the of Atlanta and New Orleans part-time. But anyway, so it is the bridal shower. So she has not sent this email yet, just for timeline purposes. Okay. So I am at this shower. It's at my church. All my church girls are there. It's amazing. Like the favors are like little things of shower gel, and it says from Mindy's shower to yours. Like super cute, right? Super cute. My mom made like amazing Cajun food, like little mini muffaladas and shrimp cocktail. It's my shower's amazing. And she says, I want you to open my gift last. Now remember, she and I have not had like a ton of beef. We've had like little things, like little digs that she'd say ugly stuff. And let me be clear, I am not passive aggressive. I'm aggressive. So these things do not bother me because I'm handling it as it happens. Like I'm marrying your son, die mad about it. We love each other, whatever. So I open up all the gifts, all the china, all the, nice flatware, thanks Amy Mitchell for that flatware, girl. I still have it. And all of this to say, I get to her box last. My bridesmaid says, here, your mother-in-law wanted you to open this last. My best friend, Erin, still besties. And I open it. Y'all are gonna when I tell you.
What is it?
I open it and it's red. It's a red negligee that is like a size 00. Now, mind you, I'm not a big girl. I've never been a big girl. I'm a size 4 right now. I was a 4 the day like all this happened. So, weight has shifted 3 kids later, but I'm still like, I'm not a big woman, but I'm not an extra small. I'm not a 00 either. Like this thing looked like it came out of fucking Baby Gap. So I open it up and I'm like, oh, wow, this is beautiful. Now, mind you, I don't know why she got me red because I'm the bride. Should probably be white. But she goes, for your honeymoon. And then she's like, she's saying snide comments, like if y'all can afford it, whatever. We went to Cabo. We could afford it. Our friends helped us out. So I don't remember what I said. And I said, oh, Jessica, it's beautiful. But do you have the tag? There's no tag on it. I need to get a size up. I need to get 4 sizes up, and you know that, but whatever. And she goes, oh, no, you can't return it. It was mine. Mick, her third husband, he loved me in it. This woman gave me her used lingerie and made a spectacle of it. Made sure watched me open it. Gave me her used lingerie. Beat that.
That's disgusting. That's so nasty. Ew. Ew.
Oh, God. Oh.
We don't be sharing underwear. We don't. That's not something that we buy at the vintage store. It's not something that we borrow from other people.
Oh, that is foul. That is so disgusting. Ew. My mother-in-law gave me a popsicle stick box with my husband's baby teeth in it. Ew! What? Oh, that's so weird. Okay, but it's not as weird as the negligee. Like that is, My response, oh, no thank you. You keep it for your next husband.
Oh, y'all are quick. That's a good one. I like that.
My mother-in-law came to stay with us for weeks at a time. She cooks, cleans, and gossips with me. I wish this for everyone. My goodness, can you get those on Amazon? Can I get this on Alibaba? eBay, perhaps? I'm trying to understand like the psychology behind this. Like, is there a possibility that she was trying to be thoughtful? No. Like, why would you want your son to have his honeymoon with his new wife wearing something that you wore for your husband? You're his mom. Yucky. Yeah, that was pretty gross. That was pretty gross, I'm not gonna lie. Pretty toxic. But can we be even more toxic? Let's find out.
So my sister had a baby last week and she and her husband were so clear. They were like, no family in the delivery room except for us. And at the time, her mother-in-law like replied to that email and was like, even other mommies? And my sister basically told her like, in the politest way possible, all the way off, right? So my sister goes into labor, and the hospital where she's planning to give birth just happens to be the same one that her mother-in-law works at as a head nurse in like a totally different unit. On the day my sister goes into labor, her mother-in-law uses her badge and credentials to get into the labor and delivery unit, get into my sister's room, and start ordering around her care team, being like, oh, she's only 3.5 centimeters dilated, like, come back in an hour. And she was there for the birth. You guys, I waited like 2 days because I didn't want to like tarnish my sister's memory of the birth, but I sat her down and I was like, you need to go no contact with this woman. Like, she violated a clear boundary. And while you're at it, like, why did your husband not advocate for you?
Period.
To me, that's instant divorce. Obviously, that wasn't exactly what she wanted to hear. Now, I'm not allowed to see my nephew, and her mother-in-law still is. Make it make sense. I have half a mind, honestly, to go on the hospital's website and report this woman, get her license revoked, get her arrested, because what she did is so unacceptable. But I don't know if I'd be way out of line to do that.
So she was a nurse and she had credentials. Is that what you're saying? Nurse or a doctor, something like that? The fact that you still think that you are welcome in a delivery room when you've been specifically told not to be there and you were there anyway, honey. Is this a divorceable offense? I'm very mad that, you know, the husband didn't do anything to stop this. I would have also probably screamed at her to get out, though, honestly. Just blamed it on the birth, you know, been like, sorry, I was, So sorry for what I said when I was, you know, literally popping a human out of my organs. Difficult birth, very difficult. If anybody wanted like a clear idea of what I will be like in the delivery room, that was it. I will be so dramatic. Like, if there's ever a time where you are allowed to be dramatic, I feel like it's when you're popping a kid out. Like, just saying. That is a fireable offense. It is. It is also arguably a no contact offense. I'm confused why your sister or brother-in-law didn't tell her to leave the room immediately. They both have mouths. Yeah. In that situation, I would not give a fuck who I hurt. Mother-in-law technically violated HIPAA if she used her authority to look up her chart, can be fired. God, they're just like, they're so controlling, aren't they? They're just so controlling. They just need to get their little fingers in every little pie, don't they? That's not your pie! Ain't your pie no more! Okay? It is like a thing for them to be like hella controlling, isn't it? It's just like a trait of a mother-in-law. Not all mother-in-laws, but they just gotta be able to control like every situation, don't they? That scream kind of like hurt my throat, I'm not gonna lie.
Did y'all see the story about the husband that put his wife and 2-month-old baby out because his wife punched his mother in the face? So the husband was cooking dinner, made dinner for his whole family, and the wife was breastfeeding, so she had to go in the other room and feed the baby when it was time to eat. And as a mother, you have to understand that breastfeeding is a job. It is the hardest thing you will ever do in your entire life. So anyway, she goes in to eat. He puts the plate in the microwave. Well, the niece gets done eating and she wants more food and there's no leftovers. So he says, here, eat some crackers or something. And then he goes outside to shoot the stuff with his family. And when he comes back in, there's a bunch of commotion going on because his mother gave his wife's plate of food to the niece, and the niece ate the wife's food while she was in the bedroom feeding the baby. So then when the wife confronted the mother-in-law about it, she says, oh, well, you can lose a couple of pounds anyways.
Oh,
you need to
no,
lose
she
some
did not.
anyways, and was like smacking her belly.
No, she did
So
not.
the wife just lays mama out right on the floor. So I feel like this was pent up anger. I feel like the wife had been dealing with stuff from the past from the mother-in-law.
Probably.
I don't think that she would have just did that just if it was that one thing that happened. I think that multiple things had happened and had been dismissed and her feelings weren't heard and she had just had enough at that point. But the husband gets mad and tells everybody to leave, including his wife and newborn baby. So she leaves and she doesn't have contact with him for a whole week. She's like ignoring all his texts, all his calls, everything. And then when she does show up, she serves him with divorce papers because she's divorcing him now.
Ooh.
Husbands, would you put your wife and baby out? And wives, would you divorce your husband over that? I gotta know.
Okay, I mean, okay. He comes in, he doesn't know what's going on. He only has one side of the story. I would be like confused as to why my wife punched my mom. Like I don't condone violence. However, some people really need to get punched in the face. Not saying you should do it, doesn't mean that they don't deserve it, okay? Probably it's not the first time the husband has put the mother before the wife. Okay. Probably was leading up to this, like this TikToker said. There were probably other instances where he did this, and this was probably the last straw. If you hit my mom, I would lay your ass out. See, this is why it's like... You know... It's questionable too. I do not condone violence, I don't. That doesn't mean that this mom didn't deserve to get punched in the face. Doesn't mean you have to punch her in the face. She deserved it for sure, but don't do it. Oh, I love this comment. Always choose your mother, will never leave you but wife replaceable. Ew, then marry your mama. I like how a lot of the men that are commenting on this agree with the husband. Team wife, women agree with the woman. My wife and I are the team, no one gets between that. See, I feel like it is fair to not want someone to punch your mom in the face. It is fair. But also, your mom shouldn't be a dick to other people, especially not your wife and your newborn baby.
Earlier this month, my mom ruined our $9,000 gender reveal party. My wife wants to cut her off. I don't know what to do. Let me know what you guys think. 2 years ago when we had the twins, we were still broke and we couldn't really do anything big or fun, and I always kind of regretted that as a man. My job was just taking off and there just wasn't much we can do. And so this time around, you know, we're not millionaires or anything, but I saved up money for a few months and I wanted to throw the best mom in the world the most fun gender reveal she could possibly have. Now, this wasn't some big surprise or secret. Candace knew how much money I was saving, when I wanted to have it saved by, and she wanted to plan the gender reveal, which I am totally fine with because I just want to write the check. I don't want to deal with all the candies and the people and, you know, the ribbons, all that stuff. You can do it all, sis. It's your gender reveal, have at it. We live in Oklahoma, and that's where the gender reveal is going to take place. All of my family, all of my friends, they all live in Oklahoma, and all of Candace's family and most of her friends live in Pennsylvania. So naturally, Candace's family isn't able to be involved as much with our family, you know, see them as much. And we wanted to include them in the process of the gender reveal, even though they couldn't make it, by letting them help Candace plan it. So Candace asked her mom and her sister to help plan it, and that's totally fine. So they started planning it. They picked the date, they picked the location, picked the theme. We got it all booked, and we decided to update the family and friends on when exactly it was happening. So we text everyone, and we finally text my mom, and my mom responds to the text and says, "Hey, do you need any help planning it?" And Candace says, "No, me and my sister are planning it." And I guess this is where my mom got offended because she responds back, "That's not what I asked." And Candace responds, "Sorry, I misunderstood. We don't need any help planning, but if you want to come the day of, you can help set everything up." And my mom responds, "Am I going to get paid?"
I thought you asked if she needed help.
Candace asked, "Why would you need to get paid to help?" And I guess this set my mom off because she responded, "I'm not your maid." The whole time this conversation is happening, it's over text and I'm in my room, so I have no idea what's going on. But this message made Candace come into my room with tears in her eyes, and I jumped up and I was like, "Hey, are you okay? What's going on?" And Candace, trying not to cry, goes, "Your mom just cussed me out over the gender reveal." And this is what I need you guys on TikTok to understand. There is a grand total of 0 people that are ever going to cuss out my wife. And so I called my mom. The call was 10 seconds long. And I said, "You are never going to speak to Candace like that again. You're not invited to the gender reveal. Goodbye."
Goody.
Hung the phone up and blocked her.
Okay,
so
good.
blocking her was just supposed to be a temporary boundary for the season of the gender reveal. After a couple months, when things had cooled off, we would, you know, talk it out and we'd move forward. But my mom would text me over and over and over on my phone and say, "Hey, I'm so sorry. Can I please come? I don't want to miss my grandkids," yada, yada, yada. And I just simply said, "Hey, we appreciate your apologies, but you crossed the line. You're not coming." So let's fast forward a couple months, and we're now at the day of the gender reveal. We have the hotel booked, and we're getting to the hotel, setting everything up, and I get another text from my mom. I haven't heard from her in a couple weeks at this point, and she simply says, "Hey, can I please come today? I'm so sorry." And I said, "No, Mom, we're sticking to this boundary. I apologize, you can't come." And it sucks because a lot of her closest friends are coming because they're like aunts and uncles to me. They're gonna be family. Everyone's coming. Her friends, my friends. It's just a kind of situation that she put herself in.
Yep.
And there's nothing we can do about it. I'm not going to feel
That's
bad
your
because
fault.
you talked to my wife in a way you shouldn't have. So I tell her that, and she says, okay, I have no choice then. And one thing about me is I do not have time for
No choice for
games
what?
and pettiness
No
and all this stuff.
what do you mean?
I have a $9,000 party. I need to make sure it goes well for this beautiful wife of mine. And so we start setting up. Everyone starts arriving. There's games, there's food, there's snacks. There's a little bouncy house in the back for the parents that brought their kids. Everything's going well, and we're about 30 minutes from doing the actual reveal. Candace walks up to me and says, hey, if you want your mom here for the reveal, just text her, let her know that she can come. It's totally fine. And I was like, are you sure? I mean, that would mean a lot to her, but she did disrespect you. And she says, yeah, that's fine. Because that's the type of person Candace is. She's just great. Anyway, so a few minutes pass. I finally get back to the table and I text my mom and I said, hey, in 25 minutes, we're doing the reveal. If you want to come, you're more than welcome to show up. And she says, okay, I'll be there. Now, this is where stuff gets so weird because the timing of it just makes no sense. I don't know what to do. Candace doesn't know what to do. Let me know what you guys think. 25 minutes pass and my mom is nowhere to be found. She only lives about 7, maybe 10 minutes away if there's traffic. So she should be here. But our whole entire thing is we're going to have a 60-second countdown. It's going to be cute moments of our family. There's like some interview stuff where we talk about what it's going to be like to have another kid. And it's just like a cute moment. And at the very end, we're going to turn the little hand cannons and confetti is going to go everywhere. Everyone's going to celebrate, you know, take pictures, all that stuff. It's going to be a cool little moment, right? We're not going to postpone that whole thing just because my mom didn't show up and she should be here, right? And so we wait a few more minutes. She doesn't show up and we decide to move forward because I guess she doesn't want to come. Maybe she's being petty. We don't know. The countdown starts. It's a very cute, wholesome moment. 60, 59, 58. It's just a very good moment. 30, 29, 28. And I will never forget second 13 because at second 13, the fire alarm goes off. And not only the fire alarm, all of the lights shut off and the emergency lights kick on and it starts raining down on us because I guess the sprinkler system got set off. Anyways, everyone's thinking, oh my God, there's an actual fire. So we run outside of the building and as I'm going outside, we're all trying to figure out what's going on. The fire department shows up in like 6 minutes. Their response time was actually insane. And I look over at the side of the crowd and I see my mom sitting on the curb smoking a cigarette. And I looked at Candace and I said, is that my mom? And she says, Wesley, she has a cigarette in her hand. Do you think she set off the fire alarm? And I was like, there's no way my mom would do it. She's like, no, we're going to go ask her. And I was like, okay, that's fine with me, woman. And we walk over there and we ask her. And my mom's like, no, I just got here. I've been outside smoking a cigarette, but her pant legs were wet. And so that means she definitely was inside of the building. Candace thinks that she set the fire alarm off. I don't know because my mom says she doesn't. Candace thinks she did. If I had to guess, it does seem logical, especially considering the text she sent me beforehand.
Yeah.
And the fact that we've been ghosting her for 2 months. I don't know, guys. Let me know what you guys think.
Was this not the same mother-in-law mother that said,
You leave me no choice.
oh, she 100% did that. Like, she 100% did that. Like, I don't understand why she didn't, like, come up to you. She was totally, like, waiting around for the opportune moment. And at second 13 during the countdown, no, baby, that was premeditated. Like, 100%. I'm sorry, but did she offer to help but then ask to be paid? Literally. Is this not like this you? Do you need any help planning it? My sister and I are actually planning it. That's not what I asked. No, we are good, but we might need your help setting up on the day of. If you can get there at 2:30, am I getting paid? Oh, she didn't say, oh, I wouldn't help you with the party, just if you needed help planning it. Settle down. Your mom sounds unhinged, bro. Unhinged, dude. I have no choice. She 100% did it. Like, why don't you ask her what she meant by that? No choice but to what? But to what? No choice but to what? Grand total of 0 people that are gonna cuss out my wife. This is honestly, like, you restore my faith in not humanity, men specifically. Thank you for sticking up for your wife. I appreciate you. Okay, a lot of people are fixating on the $9,000. Listen, it's his money. It's something that he wanted to do for his wife, and he did it, okay? Realistically, very extravagant parties do cost that much, all right? That's how much they cost. That's not the point. That is not the point. Yeah, this is pretty darn toxic, I'm not gonna lie. No offense, buddy, but your mom sounds like a sociopath.
I'm not invited anymore because of my own actions? Well, and I'm going to threaten you and ruin your gender reveal. That'll teach you not to mess with me. I am your mother.
Is that what's going through her head? Sounds about right.
I'm going to share with you my favorite unhinged funny one because I really think it's amazing and the world has to know. When I was pregnant first, I invited the grandparents to choose their name. What do they want their grandchild to call them? I already knew what my parents were going to pick because my sister had kids before me. For my husband's family, we were producing the first grandchild, so, you know, we thought it'd be fun for them to pick their name within reason, you know. You think you wouldn't have to add that last part, but you do. So anyway, my mother-in-law chose, let's say our last name is Smith. She chose Mama Smith. And that didn't sit well with me because realistically a child's not going to call you by two names and it's to be shortened to Mama. I'm Mama. Not you. I'm Mama. I talked to my husband and he was like, no, that's completely insane. You're Mama. She can pick something else. And she argued that, you know, well, no, I had the name Mama Smith first. So I guess they had some discussion back and forth. And he ultimately put his foot down. And he said, absolutely not. You are not going by Mama. Mama anything. Choose something that does not have Mama in it. So after a lot of thought and effort, I still can't believe this is real. She came back with Queen Mother. And I was like, I'm sorry, Queen Mother? That's what you want our child to call you, Queen Mother. And she said something, God, I wish I could remember exactly how she said this, but she said something about how, yes, because she may not be mother to the up-and-coming king, but she is mother to the reigning king. I don't know.
Oh, that's her mentality,
right,
eh?
something like that. To be fair, I think she was watching Bridgerton, so that may have played a role. But anyway, so...
Same.
She was really persistent that she wanted to be called Queen Mother. And I was like, nobody's going to call you Queen Mother. And you're telling me my child, when they learn to speak, is going to call you Queen Mother? Like, let's skipping over the part that it's insane. That's really hard on a kid. And she said, oh, no, it's cute. They can shorten it to Queenie. They can just call me Queenie.
Oh, brother.
And I sat on it for months and months because I didn't like it. But I wasn't sure if I was overreacting, being like, that's super weird.
Oh, that's so delulu.
And it dawned on me that Q's are really hard for a lot of kids. And I was talking to her one day and I said, you know, hey, my only concern with Queenie is it would be really unfortunate if they couldn't say the Q and ended up calling you Weenie all the time. If you were just Weenie, you know? And she said that hadn't occurred to her. And so now she's Gima.
So now she's what? Sorry, I'm sorry. So now she's Gima? Whatever happened to being called Grandma? Nana, Nonna, Queen Mother. Be freaking for real, Nonna. Come on. It is true that kids have a hard time pronouncing like the K, the sh. You know, my brother used to call me Aunt because he couldn't say Charlotte. My actual name is Charlotte, by the way. It's what my parents call me. I know, mind blown, okay? I know you've been calling me Charlotte this whole time. It's actually Charlotte. It's not, it's just the, like, you know, the European way of saying it. Anyways, so my brother couldn't say Charlotte, so he just called me Aunt, and now my parents still call me Aunt. It's kind of cute, you know? It is kind of cute. But yeah, I mean, it's just too long of a word to say. Like, you can't expect him, like a child, to be able to say that. You should have just let the kid call her Weenie, honestly. Like, I get that, like, you wanted her to change it, but, like, that would have been infinitely funnier if you just let her be called Weenie. Nothing could have prepared me for Queen Mother. I feel like that's, like, how they genuinely feel about their sons and where they stand, you know? It's like they think that their sons are the king and that they somehow had a hand in their regency. You're a figurehead. My mom wants to be called Grandma, but my 2-year-old son calls her Meatball. I love that. Call her Granny and be done with it. Literally, like, why are we complicating things? Just call her Meatball and call it a day. My mom is now called Gary because one of my nieces can say Granny. Gary, I'm dead. My father seriously wanted to be called Your Honor. That's best crazy. Your Honor? You expect a child who barely knows how to speak to say that?
No.
No.
What is the worst or weirdest thing that your mother-in-law has ever done to you? So after college, one of my good friends moved to her boyfriend's hometown to live with him for the first time, and they were really close to his family, both literally and geographically, and really far from her family. They moved into a really small apartment, so she got a storage unit to put most of her things. Her father passed away when she was growing up, so a lot of the items in the storage unit were sentimental because they belonged to him, so they were completely unreplaceable. So a few months in, my friend goes to her storage unit to get some things, and when she gets there, she sees that every single item in her storage unit, every single thing is missing. Why? Because her boyfriend had given a key to his mom, but nothing in the storage unit, nothing had belonged to him. Every single thing belonged to the girlfriend. And the girlfriend, by the way, was the only one paying for the storage unit. She was also paying for their apartment. So why was everything gone? Because his mother took that key, opened up the storage unit, and hosted a yard sale in the storage unit and sold everything. So when my friend
Be
was
freaking for real.
upset, her boyfriend gaslighted her like
No.
crazy, trying to make her feel bad for him.
No.
And somehow it worked.
No.
The craziest thing, y'all, is they didn't break up because of that.
I'm sorry, do you need any more of a sign that your boyfriend is like a mama's boy and his mother-in-law is like a psychotic human being? Honestly, that one was pretty bad. Like there have been a few really bad ones in this video, but that one, it's between this one and the negligee for me. Honestly, negligee mother-in-law scarred me for life. Which was the worst mother-in-law in this video? Let me know. And don't forget, subscribe.